Hello students, my name is Prerna and I'm your EVS teacher. And today from your EVS book Enviro, we are going to be reading chapter number 8. So we all live in a society, in this human society that we live in. We interact with a lot of people around us, alright? And the common or the people that we most commonly interact with is our neighbors. So in this chapter, we are going to be talking about our neighborhood. That what is the meaning of it and what all people or what all things do we find commonly in our neighborhood. So this is chapter number 8 and the name of the chapter is Our Neighborhood. Let us start reading this chapter. A group of houses and families living around a house is called neighborhood. People who live near a house are called as neighbors. Services in neighborhood. So now we know that people who live around us are our neighbors, right? Now, what are the things or what are the services that are available almost in every neighborhood? Most neighborhoods have some important services which everyone needs. Now we're going to talk about these services. The first and the most common neighborhood service that we have is a market, wherein there are several shops selling different things in the market and we use money to buy things. So you see that in your neighborhood, there's a market in which or from where you can buy vegetables, fruits, clothing, and some luxurious items. So in your neighborhood, you see that there are a lot of shops, maybe not very near to your house, but at a reasonable distance. And we see that, and that is the market area which sells things that we need on daily basis or certain things maybe that we require on occasional basis, and that is the market. The next service that we talk about is primary health center. This is again a very important service that every neighborhood has. Primary health centers are like small hospitals. A doctor and nurse attend the patients there. The doctor examines the patients and the nurse gives medicines and applies bandages. You might have heard your grandparents saying that we are going to a nearby dispensary. That is like the healthcare center which is there in your neighborhood, and it helps people to procure medicine on at reasonable rates. All right. So we've studied about market and then we've talked about primary health center. Now, what is the next service that we commonly find in our neighborhood? That is a bank. People keep money in bank for safety. Bank pays them some interest for their deposits. Again, we've heard our parents, oh, I'm going to the bank because I have to withdraw some money. All right. And a very closely related service to bank nowadays is the ATM machine that we find in our neighborhood. So if you have to go to the market, what do you need? You need money to buy things. And where would you get money to buy things from? You get it from your bank. All right. Then you have post office. Most of us have stopped using post office thanks to the electronic media and thanks to the age of internet. But you should try doing this, that maybe this New Year's or this Christmas, try and send cards, New Year cards to your relatives. So what is the need for post office? We post our letters in the letter box. Postman collects these letters and takes them to the post office. So who is this? This is a postman. The letters are then sent to different places. So if you have to get in touch with someone through a written communication, and maybe that person uh, might not have access to computer like you have, so you have to send a letter. Sometimes, or there are some organizations which take application forms from you, and you have to post those application letters. So that is where post office, the role of post office comes in. Then you have fire station. We ring the fire station in case of fire. Fireman comes in with a special van quickly. This van has a big tank of water. Big hose pipes are fitted to this tank. With the help of these hose pipes, firefighters throw water on fire and put it off. They use long ladders to save people entrapped inside. So you can see that this is a, what do you call this van that is sent from the fire station? It is called as a fire brigade, right? And then there's a long ladder which is used if it's a multi-story building, let's say, and then they have long, thick, very thick hose pipes in through which water is thrown to the place where someone has caught fire. Probably a building has caught fire. All right. And always remember, if you're traveling somewhere and you hear the voice of a fire brigade, always give way to that. And what other vehicle should we give way to while we are traveling and we hear the siren? Yes, an ambulance, right? Because these two, if they are blowing the siren, means they have to rush to a particular place to save someone's life. Then the next common thing that we see in our neighborhood is a police station. Why? Because there could be a theft. So who's going to look into the matter? It's the police. Every neighborhood has a police station. The police protects us. They maintain law and order, and they catch robbers, and they also control traffic. All right. Now, if you have to go from one place to another, if you have to go from your city to another city, what do you use? You might use a railway station, bus stop, or an airport. So, these three, or railway station and bus stop, is quite common in our neighborhood. A railway station is a place where trains arrive and depart. We travel by train to go long distances. Our neighborhoods have one or more than one bus stops. Various buses stop here to pick up passengers. Each bus stop usually has its own name. So we can use buses to probably travel within the city, or sometimes we have to go out of the city as well. But for that, we mostly prefer trains, right? So you can see there are people sitting at a bus stop, right? The next common thing, so till now we've studied about markets, we've studied about police station, we've spoken about fire brigade, we've spoken about hospitals, banks. Another common thing that we see in and around our neighborhood is the place of worship. Hindus worship in temple. There's a temple in our neighborhood. A temple is the place of worship for Hindus. The people offer fruits, sweets, and flowers to God. The holy book of the Hindus is called as Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So you can see this person, a priest in a temple. Muslims, they offer namaz in mosque, and there's a mosque in the neighborhood, and the mosque is a place of worship for Muslims. The people offer namaz 5 times a day. And what is the holy book of Muslims called as? It's called as Quran Sharif. Sikhs, they pray in a Gurudwara. A Gurudwara is a place of worship for Sikhs, and the holy book of the Sikhs is called as Guru Granth Sahib. Then we talk about Christians who go to a church, and the holy book of Christians is called as Bible. All right, but Because in our country, every religion is respected. You can go to any of the place of worship. It is just that you should have a sincere prayer in your heart. Now, very important, cleanliness. So, we just not need to keep our house clean, but we need to ensure that even the neighborhood is clean and tidy. Our neighborhood is a very important place for us. We must keep it clean by disposing of garbage in the garbage bin and not littering on the streets. We should always make it clean by planting trees. We must be polite and helpful to our neighbors. We should help our neighbors in times of need. So always remember that even neighborhood is like your own family. It's like maybe an extended family. So you need to ensure that you have good terms with your neighbors, and along with that, you always keep your neighborhood area absolutely clean and tidy. All right. Thank you so much.